talk about what went to the decision to start Fabian Moreau against the Packers?
Well, we thought having Fabian out there playing in that game was the best thing for the defense. He's been a guy that's been really consistent for us, playing some dime and playing some nickel stuff. He's a veteran guy, so it was a move we made to make us better. Obviously.
And how would you evaluate his performance on last week?
He played very clean, and that's his role. When you're a corner opposite of Patrick, you've got to be ready for all kind of looks and different concepts and routes. And he's a veteran guy who's played a bunch of football at a high level, and he played clean for us. It was fun to see.
How big of an adjustment being without Kareem?
Well, he's a starter, Mike. I mean, he's a veteran starter who's very wise. So not having Kareem is not good for our defense. But we have young guys that we believe in who's played good football for us, and moving forward, that's what we're playing with for a while. So I have confidence in those guys. So no worries.
Coach, how do you coach guys to be aggressive without volume?
Well, it's tough. Obviously, the game's changing as far as how players are asked to play the game. And it's a fine line between playing aggressive and playing, within the rules. I think Jack's a guy who's played a certain way for a long time, and he's trying to figure out how to play different. It's just tough when it's bang plays, and it's tough to explain what they should do sometimes when it's happening so fast, and offensive guy's falling, or he's deemed defenseless when he's catching the ball, and it's your job to knock the ball loose. So it's a tough deal, and it's gray. It's not black and white for the players.
How do you coach it?
Well, you coach it to lower the pad level, to keep the head out of contact. Don't hit their head or neck area, So that's been coached guys for a long time. For the last, I would say, 10 years, we've coached that differently. But it still happens because guys catch the ball and they're falling, right? And you're going in to hit his shoulder and he's falling and now the neck's involved. So it's an ongoing discussion, and I feel bad that Jack's involved with this because he loves the play, loves his teammates, and we need him, but he is trying to comply with the rules. He is.
How impressive was it that PJ steps in, not only plays well, but gets that game-sealing interception?
Well, PJ had a great camp for us. Then he broke his toe. He was out for a while, but, I've always had confidence in PJ. Even watching his film from last year, he's made big plays in games. The last play was obviously a great play to seal the game, but he made 2 critical tackles on that big back to keep him out of the red zone, and that was impressive also. And he made clean calls, and he played good football for us. So moving forward, he should get better and better each week, and I'm happy for him.
You've been doing this for a long time as a D coordinator. When you watch how instinctual Mahomes is against zone, is it a different elite level? What is, because feels like against zone defenses, he's very instinctual.
It's different. It's rare that you combine his instincts and his arm talent with how they run their scramble drill. If you watch their offense, it's the same plays, but the shade of it looks different because they all stop and find soft zones. So if you're in zone and he's buying time, you better get attached to the guy. So zone becomes man very quickly, but it's impressive to watch, and it's happening every single week, and teams are talking about it, right? And having plans to get attached earlier during the scrambles, but it's not happening. So we got to figure it out this week, but it's a tough out.
Is that part of it with Kelsey as well? As
yes.
Those two seem like they have some kind of weird synchronicity.
They have
just stops in weird places.
They have great chemistry. In all zones, you have soft spots, right. and they seem to find them quickly. But it starts with keeping the QB in the pocket, and obviously when the second play occurs, getting attached to Kelsey the best we can.
What is Travis Kelsey?
What is he?
Yeah, is he a tight end? Is he a receiver? Who is this?
He's a football player. He's obviously a pass catcher. He's a guy that you have to account for. And again, everyone's trying to account for this guy, but he had 140 at halftime, I think, last week. So you can have a plan for him. But again, it's not the plays they call. It's the second act that's so effective for these guys, and that's tough to prepare for. You don't have a scheme for that. That's just feeling awareness for our players to get attached when he's in those soft zones, and we're working it. So hopefully it pays off on Sunday.
Coburn, you guys played last week. What do you like about?
I'm sorry.
Number 94, Coburn came in last week. What do you like about his traits that he has?
Well, he's got great quickness and great leverage for a nose. So we'll see. He's practicing right now for us, and hopefully he gets a look here soon.
Vance,
Yeah.
would it surprise you that Mahomes leads the league in yards on scrimmage?
scrambles?
It does not. Watching the tape last week, I've noticed 4 or 5 to 6, maybe 3rd and 12 plus scrambles for first downs, which is again rare. He had one, I think, last week for 3rd and 15. I don't know. I mean, he's not super fast. He's not super, twitchy, but he has got great instincts, and he finds the soft spots and he runs away from guys. So, caging this guy is almost impossible with 4 guys. So bringing 5 sometimes is the key. You're bringing 6 maybe, but he sees that stuff. He throws it. He's a great player. I mean, he's the best in the league right now, and it's a task to contain him and also take away Kelsey in the same act. So we'll see what Sunday looks like.
All right, thanks,
Thank you, guys.